Hey, what's good, people? Good night, good night. Um, yeah, man, I haven't done one of these in a long time. And if you catch this on the playback, what up, Lou? How you doing, man? Um, if happen to catch this on the playback, tell me what you think about any of the topics. I would appreciate JS. What up? I would appreciate if anybody comes in and gives me a view. If you hit me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. You know. But anyway, man, hope everybody's doing okay around the world right now. It's a weird time. Everybody's dealing with this COVID or Corona situation. My country right now, St. Kitts and Nevis, is on a 24-hour lockdown, meaning nobody is allowed to leave their yard space. You can leave your house, but only to your yard. No stores are open, no nothing. So we're at home right now. So far we have 11 cases here between the two islands. My country's called St. Kitts and Nevis. It's two small islands that makes up one country, and we have 11 cases. What's up, Lisa Bales? Peace and power to you, sister. Appreciate you coming through, man. I was saying, man, we got 11 cases here, and that's not a lot, but for some places, but for us, it's a lot because this is a country of maybe a maximum of 50,000 people, maybe. So for us, it's a lot. There's other islands down here that have more, but we have 11. So I'm just hoping that everybody is taking heed, taking care of themselves, following instructions. This disease is not a joke. Stop listening to these pseudoscientists out here telling you dumb shit. You know, follow instructions. That's my opinion on it. But anyway, um, yeah, man. So first topic I want to get into is UFC 249. Now this was supposed to be headed by Tony Ferguson versus Um, Khabib and well, Khabib I think is stuck in Russia, and Tony Ferguson is finally healthy. And again, this fight is not going to happen because of the pandemic. Khabib is not going to be allowed to leave Russia, and Dana White is saying, "Look, man, this show is going to go on. He's going to find some way to make it go on." He set the date for April 18th. He's saying that he's keeping the location secret and it's going to be somewhere, as he said, on planet Earth. He's not sharing it with media. He says, as soon as you share things with media, they, let the cat out the bag. And Dana White has had a very contentious relationship with the media since I've known him to be involved in MMA. It's weird because he has such disdain for combat sports media when there was a lot of these same media companies that actually helped the UFC grow. When there was no real social media, a lot of these guys were writing and out there hustling, reporting. But Dana has a very contentious relationship with the media. He says he's not telling them shit. They're not gonna know, but he's gonna announce soon. But we saw from SureDog.com that they're reporting that the next four UFC events are going to be at the Tachi Palace. I think the Tachi Palace is in California. I remember the Tachi Palace from the days of WEC. And if you're an old school MMA fan, you remember the WEC. That's where people like Donald Cerrone and Uriah Faber came from. That's where Benson Henderson came from. So yeah, the WEC. That's where they used to hold a lot of their fights. I think, if I remember correctly. So Dana White is keeping on a hush hush, but they have announced some of the fights. So the replacement, as I said earlier before, Khabib's replacement is going to be Justin Gaethje. I think his name is Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, solid fighter, and he's going to step in and fight Tony Ferguson. Um, that's a solid fight. It's an all right fight, But man, this Tony Ferguson versus Khabib fight is almost cursed. It's like they've planned this fight. I think maybe once or twice before, and it's just not happening. So they've announced that fight as the main event, and also they've announced what I think is going to be the fight of the night, a fight between uh, Francis Ngannou of Cameroon. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah, man. You know, they've announced a fight between Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik is from Suriname. Big dude. You know what I mean? Just took the sport by storm lately. Last time I saw Rozenstruik, he was punching Alistair Overeem in the face, knocking half of his lip off. If you have never seen that picture before, I'm gonna try and find it for you. But him and Ngannou share Alistair Overeem as a common opponent. If you don't know who Alistair Overeem was a former Strike Force heavyweight champion, former Dream champion, former K1 champion. Uh, yeah, you know, he was doing a whole heap of things, but Alistair has had middling success in the UFC. One time he's up, next time he's down. But if you remember correctly, if you remember, Francis Ngannou knocked him out in spectacular fashion with an awful uppercut, just absolutely sparked him completely out. And then Rozenstruik, the last time I saw him, he punched Alistair. I think he was losing the fight too. Rozenstruik was losing that fight. Alistair was actually on his way to win the fight, but Rozenstruik caught him again with a punch, and man, it just looked gruesome. Just blew his face up, knocked his lip off. It looked terrible, bro. I'm gonna have to find a picture for y'all, but that's the fight. Ngannou versus Rozenstruik. I think that's gonna be a good fight. Um, Two guys who essentially don't do much grappling that I've seen. They just want to stand and go at it. Rozenstruik and Ngannou have had um, tank issues. They've had gas tank issues. But we'll see, man. Ngannou seems to be hard at work, and we'll see. I think it's a good fight, but we'll see. But my question to y'all is putting on an event. Now, I understand that Dana White has investors to please. He has these new people that bought the UFC to please, and he's looking for creative ways to keep his business running. With all this COVID stuff going on, I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, this COVID shit is crazy. UK Prime Minister is in ICU. What? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow. Wow. But well, wasn't he diagnosed with um corona sometime before? He's in ICU now? Damn. That's crazy. Wow. But anyway, man. Yeah, Overeem chin is not the best, but then again, it is the no doubt. But Alistair Overeem, this is not the first time because Alistair Overeem has always had these issues. There was a time when Alistair was fighting in Pride, very young in his career, early in his career, when he was mostly a kickboxer, and he had these same issues. Bad gas tank. He was a bit chinny. He was extremely talented on the feet. I mean, this dude would be getting the better of everybody. Then after a while, he'll wear down, and then somebody will catch him. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, when he fought Chuck Liddell in the tournament, and I thought he was gonna beat Chuck Liddell, but Chuck Liddell went over and fought in the Pride FC tournament, and he ended up catching Alistair, Overeem in the lates. It's like Alistair has this issue. It doesn't matter what weight he's at. And this is when Alistair was, I think, at 185. He was fighting at 185. He was young. Or he was fighting at 205 or somewhere in between. And he was young. And he got caught the same way. He'll be winning the fight and then still end up losing because somebody's going to catch him. Right? Yeah, man. Dude he has a lot of skills. And then he'll just end up wearing down and somebody will catch him. It's very strange. But in the Rozenstruik fight, he was winning the fight. And then the same thing, he kind of wore down and the dude caught him. Caught him is something nasty too. I'll see if I can find a picture for y'all. But back on what I was saying, you have Dana White, who is pushing forward with UFC 249, and you have this pandemic going on. People are actually dying. You have doctors in the US who are saying that they're scared as to what's going to happen next, because it's going to spike, and they apparently don't have the type of healthcare system that's been able to stop it so far. And the systems are putting in place are not being able to stop people from moving from place to place, and it's getting much worse, right? So here you have Dana White pushing forward for April 18th, planning a fight, planning a whole fight card. I'm gonna suspect that he's gonna have it behind closed doors. He already had one in Brazil during the corona. Now he wants to have it in the States. So my question to y'all is it worth it? Is it worth putting fighters at risk? Is it worth putting camera people at risk? Because it's not like, from what I understand from doctors, is that with the corona or COVID, you can be asymptomatic, meaning you can think you're fine, but you're not really fine. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can think you're okay, you don't feel sick, you don't look sick, but you actually have the virus and you're just a carrier and you can pass it on to somebody else, right? So my question is, while it'll do big numbers on pay-per-view. If he puts this on, it'll do big numbers on pay-per-view. So do y'all support Dana White putting on the UFC 249 in the middle of a, what I call a plague, well, almost a plague? You just see what up, man. JS says it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It'll do big numbers for pay-per-view because it ain't nothing else going on. And I think Dana White is well aware of this, that if he puts this event on, it'll lose some big numbers, bro. So my question is this for the fighters? Is this for Dana White and his and the company's new owners? Who is this really for? The fans? Who is it for? What up, Ironcock? What up, Black? You all right? Black, if you want to get on, man, here's the link. So who is this really for? There you go, Lisa Bill. It's greed. But Dana White is saying it's not greed. He doesn't need the money, right? He doesn't need the money. You know, he said this is for the fans and this is for whatever. No, Dana White has a very contentious relationship also coming in with this corona thing, because him and the US president are, well, quite close, I guess. Two rich men who share similar attitudes. Dana's a very a very easily angered type cat, and he was also poo-pooing this corona thing early. He wasn't buying into it. He was saying it's media hype and people are scaring people. So he was also doing that, just like the president. He wasn't taking it as serious. But as of late, Dana White has kind of backtracked on some of his comments, some of his disbelief of the situation. And here we see him now planning UFC 249. So who is this really for? Is it for the fans? Is it for the fighters? Is it for the financial backers? Who is this for? Is this for Dana White's ego? Because he seems quite sure. He seems quite sure that he is going to have this event come off. I guarantee if it comes off, it will do big numbers on pay-per-view. But is it right? Is it right? You know what I'm saying? No, UFC fighters, UFC fighters don't make big money. They don't make money like the top boxers. Like you hear things like some boxers getting 7 million and 10 million a fight. These UFC dudes are not getting that. They're not getting no 10 million or 15 million a fight. You know what I'm saying? The government shut it down. It's nothing he can do. Okay? Well, the president is his friend, so we don't know. Ethically incorrect. There you go. But if it's business, if it's business and he's allowed to go forward, should boxing follow suit? Should boxing follow suit? I know I've heard other people suggest that boxing should have behind closed doors events, but you have to be very careful. Right now, you have a situation where, there's no I think the term is flattening the line or flattening the curve or something. Right now, the pandemic situation, the disease is going up. All the infection rates is going up. As I told you, down here it's 11. They just had another new case today. Right? It's like every day they're finding a new case, a new case, a new case. So it's spiking, and you want to have sporting events, right? So I'm just trying to figure out, who is this for? What is this for? I understand the fighters might need a paycheck. They might need a paycheck, but is it worth putting their lives, their health on the line? Because again, you don't have to have symptoms, outward symptoms, right? But again, but on the other hand, if the fighters want to fight, if they're okay with it, they're not being forced. Why shouldn't they be allowed to ply their trade, right? So it's two things. I mean, fighters are being bored at home. They don't have nothing to do. They want to fight. They want to get paid. Is it a boss's job to make it possible for his employees to be able to earn a paycheck? Isn't that a good thing? So I know JS said it's ethically incorrect. That may be so. Sure. So I'm just trying to like get y'all opinions on what exactly is um, the point of putting on a UFC 2 fight tonight. Is it right? So far I haven't. I've had Lisa Bales, I've had JS comment, and y'all have said, nah, it's not right. But if anybody catches in a playback, give me your opinions. Give me your opinions. Should UFC 249 be allowed to happen? You know, 1 second, please. Let me show you the picture of what Rosenstruik did to Alistair Overeem's face. Let me share my screen. That's Alistair, man. That's what Jair Rosenstruik did to his face. Knocked his lip completely off, bro. That shit looked nasty. Anyway, let me move on to my next topic. We got Mr. Dominic Breazele. Dominic Breazele. Last time we saw Dominic Breazele, he was being splayed out flat on his back by the Bronze Bomber himself. First round KO, knocked him clean out. One of the most spectacular knockouts we've seen in boxing in a long time. He's back, and he says he wants a piece of Dillian White. Now, this is very strange because Dominic Breazele, I mean, I can't blame him. He pulled out of the fight with Dillian White, which was supposed to be a final eliminator for the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. And the WBC pulled Dominic Breazele out of that fight and said, okay, go ahead and fight Deontay Wilder. Now he's back. Suddenly he just pops up or whatever and says he wants his fight with Dillian White. He has some dispute or whatever, Dillian White and all this bullshit. And he's saying Dillian White cannot beat him. So let's see what Dominic Breazele had to say about Dillian White. This is from Boxing Scene. Go check out Boxing Scene for this article. I'll share it with you now. Here you go. So here it is. I think it's a pressure style fight. He's going to bring it for a little bit, but I'm going to bring it for a bit. In the end, the fans are going to get pleased with whatever, whatever. So what he's saying is that him and Dillian White makes for a good fight because they like throwing leather, as he calls it. Dillian White likes throwing leather, and so does he. And he thinks he's going to come out with a knockout win in the end for sure. You know, he says my ability to have been in the ring with some of the best heavyweights, some of the best in the heavyweight division so far will be too much for him, Breazele said. I think he has problems making adjustments as far as fighting guys who can box well as fighting guys who can throw leather. I studied him for a little while. We're in some heavyweight contract negotiations. I think at this point he's a top class heavyweight fighter from the UK. I'm a top class heavyweight fighter from America. It makes for a great fight. Okay, man. So that's Dominic Breazele. Oh, there you go. Jess is saying he believes the UFC 249 he's talking about should not happen, as there are a lot of people that have to be there, even if there are no fans, cameramen, audio men, etc. That's correct. Yeah, JS man. So Dominic Breazele, I don't know where he came from all of a sudden. He just popped up talking shit. He's saying Dillian White is a top class UK fighter. He's a top class American fighter. I don't know where Dominic Breazele gets off talking about he's a top class anything. Dominic Breazele at this point is not top class. You know what I'm saying? He has not looked great. His last win was against Carlos Negron, and he went life or death with dude. He looked absolutely winded in that fight. Then after that, he made some big deal calling out Deontay Wilder, and then and then he got in there with Wilder eventually and got knocked out in the first round or whatever round it was. Absolutely terrible. I don't know where he gets off talking about he's a top class fighter at this moment. He has to get his shit together. Dominic Breazele need to go fight people on the PBC side. You know what I'm saying? Fix your life. Fix Andy Ruiz wants a fight. Go fight Andy Ruiz then. Go fight Luis Ortiz. What about Kaunaki? Kaunaki wants a comeback fight. Both of y'all need a comeback fight. So go fight Kaunaki, right? Dillian White is going to fight Alexander Povetkin. Whenever this goddamn um, plague is over and done with. And I'm not quite sure what Dominic Breazele hopes to gain. I know what he hopes to gain. He hopes to gain big money because let's face it, Dillian White, a fight with Dillian White at this point will pay Dominic Breazele more than anywhere else. That's a fact. He fights Dillian White in England. That's a pay-per-view fight, and he wants some of that. If he fights anybody on the PBC side, anybody on the PBC side, is going to be on free TV for small money. For small money. So he has to want this fight, but it's too late. He had his chance, and I don't blame him. He took the fight with Deontay Wilder because it was a title fight. Who wouldn't take it? It was crooked, of course, because he drove Dillian White, which was absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, Dominic Breazele wants that smoke. He wants to fight Dillian White. He says he's been in there with some of the top guys in the world. Of course, you remember he fought Anthony Joshua. I think in his first, Lisa Bale says she's pretty disgusted with boxing right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lisa Bales. Me too. That's why kind of I really have not been doing any streams because boxing has really been letting me down. It's just a bunch of bullshit most of the time, and um, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the Corona stuff, I would probably be going back to my MMA sport right now. I'm actually a bigger MMA fan than I am a boxing fan. And I've been that for multiple years now. If you heard me speak about Pride FC, that's how far back I go with MMA. I really have not been watching boxing too much. I came back to boxing over the last few years. And boxing has reminded me why I've kind of kept away, kept an arm's distance from boxing, because boxing always finds a way to let you down. But anyway, Dominic Breazele. So Dominic Breazele wants to smoke with Dillian White, wants to work, as Dillian White would say. But it's too late for him, man. He needs to go get his shit together. As I said, go fight Kawanaki. Both of y'all are coming off of losses. Go fight Kawanaki. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fight. You know what I mean? Go fight Kawanaki. Go fight Luis Ortiz. Go fight whoever else, man. But you need to get your name back out there with a win. Shit, go fight Charles Martin then. You know? But right now, Dominic Breazele can't be calling on people at the level of Dillian White. He can't be talking about people like Dillian White right now. What's he going to offer Dillian White? He don't even have no ranking. He has to go get his shit together and then try again. Dillian White has a mandatory to get in February of 2021. And Dominic Breazele is not worth disrupting that man's plans. He has Alexander Povetkin to fight, and that's going to be a good fight. If he pulls through, more than likely that man's going to get a shot in February, which is going to be his next fight. We will not see Undisputed this year. We will not see Undisputed early next year. Because as far as I know, Dillian White has to fight the WBC champion in February. I personally believe. Who's that? 1 2 Kid, what up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? You cooking? You cooking on Brazil?
Yeah, man. Breazele said he wants that work, according to Dillian White. Wants that work. What do you think, man?
Man, like you said, man. Every time you get up there, you get put to sleep. You know, he don't even put up much of a fight, and he just clout chasing. He looking for a check, and he gonna get put to sleep if you get in there with Dillian White too.
Dominic Breazele, man, he a weird dude. Like, you know, he just a real Connie type guy, man. You know, this is a guy who okay, he didn't fight Dillian White because he got the title shot. I don't blame him for that. But bro, you lost in, like, you didn't even put up any fight. You walked directly into a right hand from Deontay Wilder. It was one of the worst performances I've seen in a long. You just walked into a right hand, looked terrible, splayed out on the mat. What are you gonna offer Dillian White? Why would Dillian White stop what he's doing to fight you?
Exactly. To slow down his ranking and his train that he's trying to get, you know what I mean, and his push, it don't make sense, man. It really
don't make sense, bro.
And you know, Breazele just a body that they throw around, man. Like, he ain't even a stepping stone. He's a body that they throw around to get beat up. Just a big body. That's all he is, man. And he's just trying to take full advantage of it.
At this point, like, I remember when he fought God, what's that black guy? He's from Poland. He's from Poland. What is his name again? He's a politician in Poland too. He beat him in, oh man, what is his name? Oh my God. Anybody help me out here? Let me just find it. Okay. But anyway, he beat this dude, and it was again another life and death fight. Dominic Breazele is always in these fights where he takes an inordinate amount of damage. Right? This man has to start thinking about his family. Right?
Right.
He wants to walk up in there against Dillian White, a man who would probably again lay him out cold, right? Oh, so it was Izu Igono.
Okay.
So yeah, so he fought that guy, and he looked good. You know, he beat him by KO and all of that. Then he beat Eric Molina, and then he beat Carlos Negron, and then got laid out by Deontay Wilder, right? And I'm saying, like, Dominic Breazele has to look for other fights. As you said, they use him like a, what do you call them people in pro wrestling? People who are brought in just as like jobbers. They call them jobbers.
Yeah.
He's like a jobber now.
A heel.
They just kind of throw him in there. You know, they get beat up, as you said, and that's it. Who's a good fight for Dominic Breazele to you, want to kid? Who's a good fight?
Who's a good fight that he fought?
No, who's a good fight he could fight now? Because he's not gonna get that Dillian White fight, bro.
He could fight the dude who walks around this earth like a god. What's his name?
Charles Martin.
Martin. Yeah, him and Martin.
But hey, man, Charles Martin can say also, hey, man,
I slept him too.
You know, Charles Martin can say, hey, man, I'm an IBF right now, almost a mandatory. I'm almost there for my AJ shot. Why would I stop what I'm doing for you?
That's a fact too.
Everybody's moving on. Dominic Breazele needs to get his shit together. You can't just jump into these big fights. Who you think you are, bro? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. AJ fought you in like fight number, what was it, 17 or some crazy shit?
Yeah.
Beat the dog shit out of you. And then come on, bro. Don't do that, man. Jazz says Dominic Breazele versus Dubois after the Joe Joyce fight.
Shit. Joe Joyce after that fight. Because I don't think shit, man. I think Joe Joyce might pull that. I mean, I think not Breazele, but Dubois is gonna pull that off.
Right.
But I'm not really sold on either one of them guys though.
Nah, but you know, yeah, I got you. But I don't know. Dominic Breazele is a corny dude, man. I don't know where he gets off talking shit about Dillian White. Dillian White has made his career, man. You know, you're like 3 or 4 steps back for Dillian White. At this point, that would be a tune-up cherry pick for Dillian White. People would be pissed because Dillian White is a pay-per-view fight in the UK, and you cannot put Dominic Breazele versus Dillian White on a pay-per-view in the UK right now. You crazy?
Yeah, but is Breazele even? Where does he rank now? With any of the titles?
Man, Dominic Breazele ain't ranked nowhere, bro.
See,
he ain't ranked. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Everyone else kind of lined up. Like Chisora, is that a done deal? Him and Usyk?
Yeah, that fight was supposed to happen in May or something.
I'm kind of looking forward to that, man.
Yeah,
because I think I think certain guys, man, are putting in that work now, man. I think Chisora is like taking the turn for the better, man. In camp, it got that desire, got that fire back under him. And same with Dillian White. I think, hopefully he don't. I mean, I understand it was short notice, but he still got that fire in him because he got through that fight, pretty well. So they got that fire lit underneath them, and it's nice to see. It makes boxing a little interesting. So Tony Ferguson's gonna be fighting someone different now.
Justin Gay. What do you think about UFC 249? One ticket. I started off by talking about. Let me see. Lisa Bales is saying a lot of people don't like AJ and White because of Wilder. That's okay though, Lisa Bales. Nobody cares about them people. I don't see nothing to dislike about AJ and White. I mean, them dudes did it the correct way. Them dudes did what we used to think was the correct way, which is try and get title fights, try and unify belts. I don't see nothing wrong in anything they did.
Fighting champions.
They've been trying.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Fighting champions. Yeah.
So early on we were talking about UFC 249 and should it happen? Because Dana White is insisting April 18th is going to happen. He hasn't announced a place yet, but he's saying it's going to happen. So my thing is, how do we look at it? Is it safe for him to put it on? Is it just a money grab? Is it a good way to at least get his fighters a way to make some money for their families? We know he's going to do big money on pay-per-view. It ain't shit else going on. What do you think about Dana White putting on UFC 249 right now?
I think it's fine. I really do. I think it'll give, it'll give folks, something to look forward to, seeing how nothing's going on. And I think if they, they dot their I's and cross the T's, that they can do it in a safe way. Why not? You know what I mean? Life still got to go on. I mean, I know this thing ain't no joke, but at the same time, it's like we still got to move, man. We got to be active. So
Right.
I certainly would like it. You know what I mean? It's something to get people up for, you know, and it might not be under, you know, a whole crowd, but I mean, who cares? I still watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'd still be interested in it. I did want to see Tony and Khabib fight, but you know, Khabib stuck in Russia, right?
Yep.
They're not letting him out
Nah.
because he said if he got a location, he could leave.
Nah. I don't think they're gonna let him out. I think he gotta stay where he is.
Wow, that's crazy.
But Dana is kind of keeping the location secret because, of course, he's beefing with the MMA media. What up, Black Horseman? How you doing, man?
I'm straight, bro. What's happening with y'all, man? Kind of in a noisy spot, but I'll be in the quieter spot in about like 10 minutes. But I'm
That's
chilling,
all
man.
What's
right,
up,
man.
Black? But I mean, is that fight ever going to happen? How many times did they fight and some weird shit happen? What was it
Yeah,
like?
man.
This like the fourth or fifth time, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
was gonna
It's
fight.
been a lot of times. It's been a lot of
Like
times.
they
And
just
some,
not meant to fight. It's not in the cards. To what it sucks too, because that's like to me that's like a Mayweather Pacquiao deal to me.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
for the
yeah.
UFC because you got this guy who's undefeated and you got this guy on a win streak that never really lost the championship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he, to me, I think I got Tony in the fight, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Khabib's younger, man, and Tony's only getting older.
Exactly. And that's why I want the goddamn fight to happen now. But it's like these two are cursed or some shit.
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe that. I'm serious. Like it's got to be because I mean, how many times could a fight happen and it just not go through? Like, oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But as long as they got a card up and it's still a decent fight, I've never seen Tony Ferguson in a boring fight. So, you know, it is what it is. And I followed the UFC. I didn't stray away from boxing, although this, like you said, sometimes it just disappoints me. But I started watching the UFC and like I think it was the second no, it was their first little pay-per-view that they had. When Gracie pulled it off. Hoist
Oh,
Gracie.
oh, oh. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
right.
That's how long I mean I don't follow it too hard, but I always get back in and back out and back in and back out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I kind of stick to boxing, but I enjoy watching it, man. To me, it's like apples and oranges.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what
I
I'm
mean, boxing, like me, I like combat sports a lot, but
saying?
boxing always finds a way to disappoint me. Always.
Mhm.
Never fails.
Yeah.
Boxing is a sport that really can sour me really fast because a lot of the times it's just mostly a lot of bullshit. And I don't want to deal with soap opera. I just want to see a fight. And that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're saying it's cool for the UFC 249. You're saying it's cool.
Yeah, man. If they do it the right way and they're safe about it, what's the issue with putting on an event? You know
Right.
what I mean? These guys can get the virus just doing day to day shit,
Yeah.
and they do have to provide at the same time, like you said. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know if these guys qualify for unemployment. So if you don't qualify for unemployment and the job is still, you know, there and you working, you know what I
Right.
mean, and you try to leave, you're gonna get fired. So I mean, they still got to provide for their families. So why not give them the
Right.
opportunity and give people and let them do what they love to do, regardless? I
Right.
mean, you know, so I mean, as long as they safe, you know, and their eyes is open, man, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it, man.
Black. Is Blackberry's gone? Or are you on mute?
I don't know.
My
He
bad,
said he
man. I
was.
was on mute, bro.
That's all good, Black. So Black, what do you think, man? I mean, should the UFC be putting on events at this time? You know?
I mean, I think of it like this, man. I mean, I can't say I agree or disagree. I just understand it. I understand why it's happening because, the show must go on. The world is
Yeah.
built on entertainment. It's a
Yeah.
business. You got to make their money,
Hmm.
and they got to do what they got to do. So people gonna tune in. People looking for some kind of entertainment in this crisis, man, to be
Yeah.
uplifted in some kind of way. So with all
Yeah.
this entertainment being shut down, people gonna be depressed and panicking and all of that shit. Whereas if they watching a boxing match or something, they ain't caring about no damn corona. They turned up.
Yeah, enjoying themselves and shit. And you know, and it don't mean you got to take the thing lightly. What's going on? You know, the COVID-19. I mean, it's a serious thing, but at the same time, man, like I said, man, it ain't gonna stop you from going out there, mowing your lawn, and doing them things you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It can't stop you from moving. So, I mean, until it does, you know what I mean? But till then, shit, you know, in the meantime, in between time, man, you gotta live, man.
All right, I got you.
Bro. Yeah, so, just be like, man.
Black.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Dominic Breazele? So he wants some of that Dillian White smoke.
Good.
He could get slept.
Good. I mean, he gonna get knocked the fuck out, but good though. I'm glad that somebody's stepping up to Dillian White because motherfuckers been running from that work. So
Dominic Breazele said he wants that fight, man.
Hey, at least one PBC guy stepping up.
Yeah. Shit.
So, hey, what the fuck?
I'd like to see
Dominic Breazele as like White and Ruiz. Well, yeah, well, you know, Ruiz said Dillian White ducked him when Dillian White sent him an offer for a fight. So I don't know.
Yeah, stupid shit. Just stupid shit.
Duck me.
I don't know, I do, but I mean, the support I have for Andrew Ruiz. Yeah. And I said, oh, you didn't want to smoke Dillian. And Dillian's like, what the fuck you mean? I said you're on offer. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So,
like, are you snorting?
But it's like, man, Dominic Breazele is a weird dude because one kid was saying, like, bro, you got really like embarrassed, knocked out cold. This man knocked the Instagram out of you on your last fight. You know what I'm saying? And you just want to jump back into a fight. Dillian White has a mandatory in February of 2021 guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? He has a mandatory. What does Dominic Breazele bring that Dillian White should interrupt his schedule?
You know what? Dillian White is free smoke, man. That's what I like about him. No matter who it is. Yeah. You know, even if you rank number 7, number 8, Dillian White is willing to face any fucking body. And that's what I like about Dillian White. So come one, come all, you know, and that's all it is, man. I mean, I ain't mad at Dominic Breazele for wanting to step up. And I'm not mad at Dillian White for taking the fight. Go ahead and knock off one of these PBC niggas. Get them up out of there.
Yeah, I don't knock them either, man. Yo, I think these dudes gangsters, man. I don't care where they from. These dudes, they want that smoke, man. You know what I mean? I like the way they move too. You know, I'm in agreement with all Black, man. I like the way they move, man. These dudes out there, they warriors, man. They want to fight, man. They willing to scrap it up. So, oh yeah, you know what I mean? When you take Chisora, oh, Usyk's supposed to be this and that. Okay, he can come test these heavyweight waters with me. You know, I want to do that. Yeah. So I mean,
1-2 kid, like it ain't nothing better than two heavyweights who want to fight each other. They can agree to it. They're like, shit, I want to fight. Well, I want to fight too. That's good for the fans. Like, oh, nigga, we got to fight.
Yep.
Not some bullshit where a dude got to chase a motherfucker down and shit. And the dude, every time you hit him up, he say, call somebody else. Don't approach me. Call this dude.
Don't call me. Call Al.
Call Al, nigga. Don't call me. Ain't the matchmaker. I'm like, Jamal, man, you checkmated yourself, dog, with that.
Oh, man.
It's good for them too, though. I mean, because it's good for them too, because you know you got a guy in Usyk who's like, yeah, well, I want to test the waters at heavyweight, and then you know you got Chisora like, who, me? Oh, hell yeah! I didn't think he was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I want to touch up on that too. Like, I mean, with all the fuel that Dillian White got, because we know the WBO, they fucked him too, because they just let Usyk just get that mandatory spot out of nowhere. Like, he just, we're gonna skip to my little over you, Dillian White. You know, you still irrelevant to us, so wait your turn. Promotion.
No, that was their rules. I think that if you come up from a different weight class,
but you know, if it's already a guy if it's already a guy that's been waiting for that shot, he just gets skipped over because the new dude jumped in.
And that's their rule, man.
That's
like Jaime
Munguia
is supposed to be Andrade's mandatory. He's supposed to be Andrade's mandatory because he came up as the champ.
Right. Ahead of who was at that number one spot then for the WBO?
Right now?
Right, currently. Besides, like, who was ahead right below Munguia? Because he just skipped over somebody.
Derevyanchenko?
Nah, Derevyanchenko's number 6.
Nah. Oh, he's not even
he's number 1 in
Lane Williams is number 2.
He number 1 in WBC, Derevyanchenko, I think.
Well, in 160, number 1 ranked is Munguia.
Yep, and then
but who's below him?
Williams, the guy. Williams, the guy who's gonna fight. Yeah.
Right. So Liam was probably already waiting for that shot, and now Munguia get that.
No, because well, maybe, but it was the Frank Warren works that made Liam Williams get that, because apparently he fought Alantes Fox, but Alantes Fox was not gonna get the mandatory. Only Liam Williams got that, and Munguia didn't activate his mandatory, so he's like, okay, well, make Liam Williams.
This is what I don't understand. Like, the way these sanctioning bodies move, and these networks move, and these promoters move. Like, you take Golovkin, for instance, his IBF championship, number 1 and 2 are vacant spots.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, man? Like, ain't no 1 or 2. Like,
nah, man.
So
like,
no.
What do you got to do to get fucking put in that number 1 or number 2 spot? They love letting that shit vacant.
They waiting on that Canelo smoke, and that's what I mean. It's all promotion, man. They control these sanctioning bodies. They have a very strong control over these sanctioning bodies, and that's part of the problem, man. That's why we get so upset at certain things, because I mean, these guys ain't. Man, here we go again.
I thought something crazy kind of earlier today. I was thinking about these sanctioning bodies too. I was like, man, they is fucking up shit. And I was like, man, what if these motherfuckers said, man, fuck these belts. We gonna just, whatever the fans want us to fight, the fans gonna support them fights, and fuck a belt being on the line. Just 2 top motherfuckers going at it.
That's not a bad idea, because people still
cut the sanctioning bodies out of here, and just it'll be for fans, nigga. People's champ.
Yeah, that's a fact. People's champion. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Because, to be honest with you, sanctioning bodies don't have the fans' best interest, really. It's really all about the business moves for them.
It's too much money. It's too much money in bullshit. So, I mean, if I can keep bullshitting the sport around, and I like this promoter better than this promoter, and I can, this promoter is gonna pay me more sanctioning fees. It's too much money, so they're not gonna do nothing for no fans. Get the fuck out of it, man. Look,
right. Yeah. That's what I said, man. If these fighters really got on one, they can cut these promoters all the way out.
Well, hey, y'all got mad at PBC. PBC wanted to have their own belt. Y'all got upset.
I mean, hey, them motherfuckers, because they duck. They need their own duck belt. So, Duck Bill Platypus, promotion.
I'm telling you, man. But anyway, man.
Duck shit.
The next topic is Tyson Fury, man. Tyson Fury saying Deontay Wilder, is only taking the third fight for the money. Is that real? Is Deontay Wilder only taking this next beating, possibly, for the money? Let me share the article from Tyson Fury. Let me share the article so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Man. I hope he's take that step aside for the money.
Where is it? There it is. Y'all seeing this shit? Anyway.
So, it must be for money.
Tyson Fury says he was surprised when Deontay Wilder exercised his contractual right to an immediate rematch. So he's saying Fury believes Wilder's main influence for taking the fight is for the money.
Must be the money.
He says, I was surprised he took the fight because it was a one-sided fight. He didn't win a second of that second fight. But in this game, it's a short game and a short career, And there's an old saying, we've got to make hay while the sun shines. And for Deontay Wilder at the age of 34, how many big fights out there are left for him after domination like he had? I don't know the man's personal circumstances, but from what I've seen, these American fighters and sportsmen, they always live a rock star's lifestyle, even though they're not rock stars. They go through a lot of money quite quickly, just like Mike Tyson went through like $1 billion or whatever. So I'm sure that the money side of it is the tempting thing. I don't think it's too tempting to go in there and get an absolute beating like he did before, but he would be tempted by the amount of money he would receive because they go through it quite quickly. I think that's the reason he's taking the fight for the money. What do you think, Black? 1-2 Kid.
I just don't think it's smart, man. You have to look at it, what the smart thing for your career, longevity. You could take step aside money. So you still, that's money, bro. And then you can get the big piece by facing the winner.
Right. You could get the full enchilada. You know what I mean? It doesn't make
the cake
sense.
With the cream. Like what is we talking about? Take the step aside money.
By the time that comes around, Black, he's gonna be an older person. Because again, if Undisputed happens this year, I think
he won't have brain damage though.
He can count it.
Right, he can count his money and shit. Like if he go back in there with Fury, he gonna have brain damage. If we think he slur and stutter and shit now, it's gonna be a wrap.
Man.
And what's he gonna have after that? Like to if he gets destroyed again, man. Like
blitzed out back-to-back fights, you get blitzed out like that? Nah, homie. You can't do it no more. That's it. I already know a lot is was taken out of him in that rematch. Man, you gonna go in there with a dude on a full momentum, and he in there like, bro, I already know how to beat you. You probably come in there half dead, that damage you took, and you're gonna come in there with a new spacesuit from Alonzo and Alfonso, whatever them dudes' names is, but it's just gonna be the same result. Sleep.
But it's interesting though, because I think we said before that Deontay was kind of trapped, because if he doesn't take the rematch, all that shit he spoke about other people is gonna be thrown in his face, right?
You gotta do it.
But if he's taking the rematch, is it really for the money? Because there's more money to be made, as you said, in taking step aside money. 1-2 Kid, what do you think?
I don't think he's doing it for the money, man. I think he's caught up in the bullshit. Yeah, I think it's like more out of animosity, man. It's like
animosity,
embarrassment, humiliation, and the pride.
Yeah, man.
He already told everybody, "Yo, king," and all that stuff. So hey,
he buy into that shit, man. He buying into his own hype. Yep. To what they fed the audience bullshit, and then he's feeding into the bullshit from the audience.
And it's like at this point, all the people that he rejected that was really trying to help him, like say for instance, like somebody who might have flamed him, like Mike Tyson. Like, bruh, you just gotta humble down. Go to hot boxing or something. Do an episode, talk about it. Yeah. Something. That's the start. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta just face everything, man. Just deal with the truth. Like, you know what? I didn't work on my craft, and I bought into the hype. Tyson Fury is the true champion, and I gotta come back better and prepare. Like, just be real, man. You gotta do that. If not, hey, your king will fall again.
Yo, what if Tyson Fury comes in and right when they standing together, he's like, "You got any excuses tonight?"
Like Tyler.
You got any excuses tonight, Dawson?
Hey, bro, that press conference is going to be ridiculous.
Oh man, they might. Hey, come on! I don't think they're gonna have one, fam.
But remember, even in the second fight, Wilder didn't want to do a press conference.
So why did they end up having one?
Because
was they forced, or
it was kind of dead. Like he wasn't like selling it like
a library, man. It was bad.
It was kind of dead. Like they had the press conference. They had what, 2?
It's crazy.
They had to find some way because Wilder wasn't going to nothing. He wasn't going to the NFL round table. He wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Essentially, it was all
This time
Tyson Fury.
around, he ain't gonna have no pull. He's gonna have to go through all that shit.
He was so mentally checked out before the fight. Like, that's man. He did not want to even face that dude. But that man started talking about flying elbow kicks, and he started saying shit like 6 inch. What do you say? And I 6 foot hammer from Alabama, 6 foot inch nails and shit. I was like, what?
Man. What is this dude talking about, man?
Started getting awkward. I was like, bro, just shut this down, bro.
That shit was cringy as hell.
6 foot inch nails. Like what?
Well, hey, man. I mean, if it's for the money though, if you're taking a fight for the money, I mean, shouldn't you want to be as prepared as possible? Okay, I don't know where Deontay Wilder is right now. I don't know where he is. I believe JS says I believe Fury scared of Joshua, to be honest, for many reasons. Hey man, don't let Fury fans will get at you, JS. Don't say that, bro.
Be careful.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I've been
around slapping the nigga licking on you when you wake up.
I've been around the internet, and these Fury fans, let me tell you something, bro. These people are militant right now. So just be careful, JS. These people are like, man, Tyson Fury, man. I was like, hey, man. Anyway.
Oh, man. At that round table shit, when Joshua was coming up, man, it looked like Fury wanted to put hands on him and everybody there for not giving him props. He even was like, listen, don't listen to none of these motherfuckers. You better believe in yourself, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He gonna come see you. I'm coming to see you, motherfucker. I was like, I don't see any fear in Tyson Fury, man.
Nah.
You know,
hey, he had his chance, but he could have fought Joshua. He could have fought him.
But I didn't see no fear with him with Wilder. But yeah, it just depends on when that, you got to face that other person like AJ or Dillian White. And that's be a different kind of look. We got to see.
I just want to see the full unification, man. I want to see the undisputed. You know what I'm saying? I want to see undisputed, man.
Hey, 1-2 kid. Say for instance, Fury wins it all, right? He becomes undisputed. Mm-hmm. Do you think he'll defend or he'll just retire after that?
He'll do one defense. I think he'll do one defense.
I think if he did do a defense, it would be for money. But I don't really feel like it's hard to be in it. Once he reached that pinnacle, he's got that mentality. Maybe.
What you think, Uncle? You think he'll?
I think he's done.
He's erratic.
I think if Tyson Fury had the opportunity now to be done, he'll be done. I don't think.
What's that mean?
If he had the chance now to walk away, like.
I mean, he came back after ballooning up in weight. I mean,
yeah, but Tyson Fury ain't a dude there for the long haul, man. He gonna get tired of this just now. Right. He gonna want to do something else. You know what I'm saying?
But that's type cat. That's why I asked, like, once he reached that level, which is something like, can't a lot of heavyweights can't say they've been undisputed. But if he reaches that, you think that'd just be it? Like, fuck defending. I've reached this mountain. I'm undisputed. Heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm out. You think you just go out on top or keep defending?
Did Lennox Lewis defend undisputed? Did he?
Yeah,
I think so. Did he?
That came up before when we was on a live stream. I think they said he didn't.
1-2 kid.
I don't know. You know what? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know.
It's a good ass question. I don't. It came up before. I just can't remember what the
So when he beat Vitaly, that was for undisputed.
I can't recall.
Because Vitaly had the WBC. No, I don't remember. Anyway, I don't know if he will stick around. I don't think Fury boxes much further past maybe mid 2021. I don't think so. If he gets undisputed, well,
so he's done next year. Then
I think that's it for him. I think so. I think that's it. That's my opinion. I think so.
Boy. And so if he loses, right? Say in undisputed is AJ versus Fury, he loses. He done after he loses, or he keep going?
No, that's it for him.
So yeah, if he loses, it's a wrap.
because he got to fight unless there's a some form of rematch in there for him for big money with AJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what else does Tyson Fury have? Who else is there for him to fight? That's interesting, because if AJ beats him, he has to fight. Well, Dillian White is guaranteed February for his mandatory. Yes, and we not going to see Undisputed this year because Wilder and him are going to fight in October, and I don't think Fury is going to turn around so quick for December for AJ and then fight again in February, Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to happen. I don't know, man. I think Tyson Fury's done. Who else is interesting for him, Black? Who else is interesting for him? Who?
To my opponent?
If it's not Anthony Joshua,
right?
He's already, because if he beats Wilder in October and he goes 3-0 on Wilder, who else is there for him to fight that's interesting? Who?
That's a good ass fucking. It's like, because he will really pretty much mark his claim as the most superior heavyweight in this era. Like, ain't nobody on his level. So you're right. It ain't really shit else that he got to prove after that. It's just,
it ain't no interesting fights for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury against who? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Be honest with you, that's what it is right now. Like, if Fury, he already blitzed through Wilder, he gonna get him in the third fight more likely. And if he can go in there and beat AJ, all the top guys, he beat Klitschko, Wilder, AJ, all those top.
Then just walk away into the sunset. What else is there possibly? Walk away, lots of money in your pocket, undisputed. Go write your book, because I need to know how much coke did you do exactly. I'll buy his book. I'm going to buy his book. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that would be a perfect ending to a man's career. Perfect.
Yeah, bro. That would be fucking, yeah. But then I can look at it too, like on both sides. Like, if AJ beats Fury, ooh, that's big too. That's big too.
Nah, if AJ beats Fury, he'll probably defend. Of course he's gonna. He's not gonna.
No. I'm not saying he's gonna stop, but I'm just saying it's huge for him because he's not even done yet. We see how hungry he is. His hunger is definitely different from a Fury. He like, I want to test myself against everything in this motherfucking heavyweight division, starting with Fury, the next down Wilder or whoever else. Like, I still think even after if he beats Fury, he'll still want to face Wilder and anybody else. Fight him? Yeah.
You think so? Yeah. You think Wilder fight him? Because now he's the for sure B side. He has to take B side.
Yeah, of course. But it will be his last chance, and it'll be the fight. It'll still be somewhat of a big fight because Undisputed is on the line. Because at that point, AJ will have all the belts. And if AJ will get his motherfucker shot after all of that, it's the last little the Wilderlets and shit, they last little hoorah. We finally got AJ. We're gonna knock him out. You know how they say that we gonna knock him out and get all them belts.
Yeah.
It'd be huge, man, still. But
you
know. And that's the other thing too. I mean, what would Wilder have to lose?
Nothing.
What would the PBC have to lose, really?
It'll really be a blessing. Like, AJ giving you a shot, bruh. Just like anybody else with his three straps he been having. He giving everybody opportunity at supremacy at the heavyweight division. Every time he step in there. Ruiz fat ass got that opportunity. And he fucking had them 3 belts for a little time period. So,
man, Ruiz is such a fucking disappointment, man. Anyway, man, as a fellow fat man, I'm so disappointed in this dude.
Was rooting for him and shit. He got the slicker contract, all that.
Off topic though. Off topic quickly. What do y'all think about Errol Spence saying he ain't gonna give Keith Thurman no opportunity?
I'm gonna cook on that tomorrow, man. But I'm gonna let it be known. No, I'm still let drop my thoughts on here because, man, look. This is how I feel about it. I understand what he's saying because I look back and I see Keith gave that motherfucker the runaround. He was playing games. He could have caught the fade with Earl, but he was playing the little game shit, acting like he's too. You got to do more, boy. that type shit. And now the tables have turned. Keith don't have no straps. Errol's unified champion now. And he looking at it like, bro, whatever. You're gonna wait. If I decide to get to you, I'm gonna get to you because that's how you was doing me. And I'm gonna just get whoever else I need to get right now. And you last on my list because I'm the cash cow, I'm the pay-per-view, whoop-de-whoop. But in actuality, the way I'm looking at it is petty because they both can make a lot of money just by just fucking fight each other.
No, but you know what? You don't even hear Keith trying to call him out.
No, I heard Keith on it.
Oh, he won it now? Well, probably because
and Errol is like, nah, whatever. But I don't need Keith.
Here's the thing: is Keith ranked number 5. That's his highest ranking in the WBC. Is a number 5 ranking. His inactivity speaks for itself. Honestly, like the more money would be made fighting the Danny Garcia, or even
I don't think so. You know why? Because Keith showed us in his first pay-per-view fight he can sell. He can sell. Errol ain't gonna sell shit. Huh?
Can he sell now?
Hell yeah. Keith got a mouthpiece on him. Keith will sell the hell out of that because people been wanting to see that fight. I still want to see it till this day. Because a lot of people say Errol can whoop Keith. I'm like, oh, I gotta see that because despite him losing to Manny, Keith got them hands, bro. He got them hands. So, getting hurt and stuff in the fight and all, he gonna still be there, letting them hands go. And Errol ain't got no defense like that. He really don't. And after getting whooped on by Porter, getting ejected from his Ferrari, and out here popping bottles, I give Keith a really good shot of getting him.
I wouldn't give him a shot at. I'm just saying, like,
I'm just talking about from my perspective, the way I see it.
Number two, like this dude, like I've been saying, man, this dude ain't really got both his feet in the game. And Spence wasn't an accident, but what's Keith's real excuse to why he ain't fighting?
Fight what?
Why ain't he fighting at all?
You mean why he ain't fighting right now? The inactivity? Well, ain't nobody fighting right now, but as far as
what I mean though, prior to
I mean, being lazy, bro. Keith he's got out flat out lazy. He got the new wife and shit. He comfortable, man. He got real comfortable. Well, but I will say this though, for fights, Keith does get up for a fight. He'll drop that fucking weight and he be ready to throw every time. Man. He be ready to throw. So he ain't missing no weight. Last time I checked, he ain't never missed weight.
Nah, he ain't never missed weight, but that shit's only gonna get harder because he ain't getting no younger and he only getting fatter.
That's true, but I'm looking at two fat boys. We got Rick Ross face, Spence.
Rick Ross.
The DJ Khaled face, Errol Spence. And then you got Keith, a Middle Eastern looking ass out of training camp. So, hey.
You said he's going to come out of training camp looking like El DeBarge, ain't that what Angel said?
Oh.
You know what I mean? So, I still think that both of them, they get up. Of course, they both balloon up in weight in between fights, but Keith definitely gets down and in shape. Errol Spence definitely does what he does to get in shape, whether it's Blu-ray or blue pills or whatever he take, whatever he do. But anyhow,
I like Keith, and I'm just disappointed, man. I was
exactly
this dude, man, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened? Okay, shit, he got injured, and then ever since then, man, it was all downhill, man. And he was talking big shit on his injury. Oh, when I come back, I'll probably fight you. I might fight him. I don't know. I got all these options.
Yeah, and Keith deserved whatever they give him at this point because he did all of that, man. Like I said before, he single-handedly messed up the welterweight division by starting to act all diva-ish. And when Keith was the top dude, he should have been doing like AJ is doing right now. Yeah, I got the most belts, but I don't care. I want all of y'all.
Right.
Yeah, Keith was really disappointed, man. He
was on
that was it, bro. That was the biggest disappointment was Keith, bro.
Like, Danny in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he had so much momentum, bro.
Hell of
and he came back with that diva stuff, you know, he just chose the wrong timing to go out and go to Tibet and whatever he did. You know, should have just stayed close to home, man. Eat your little seafood, get in the gym, and just pick the next opponent. Yeah, everybody would have been still on the ponytail train and would have been like, bro, 1 time, 2 time, and 3 time, undisputed on the way. Like, we had that kind of confidence behind Keith at one point.
You know what it was? I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was. He tried to use that Mayweather tactic, that Mayweather formula, but he forgot to put that work in.
Man,
you can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, bro.
So we're gonna see Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia more than likely. And so who's left for Keith? I mean, is Keith Thurman gonna go for some sort of tune-up? Are we gonna see Keith versus Ugas? Who are we gonna see?
Keith got to jump in the water. He got to jump in the. He can't do no tune-up crap right now. I think
he's out there. You got Lip in there.
Nah, not that
one. Graves. You got Hooker. There's some people he could reach out there.
Keith need a lion though. Keith needs somebody who's gonna still give him that work. And I think it's gonna have to be like, if it ain't Porter in a rematch, it better be like somebody like you better jump across the street, hit that bud work, something.
Yo, man, if Prograis beat Hooker, man, that ain't gonna be a bad fight. If Prograis,
I just don't want him to be fighting them guys lower, like not right now. Keith need to be, if Keith's trying to really get back at the top, he don't need to be worried about no Prograis or Hooker. Right. None of them.
Well,
I don't think. Keith was, to me, is, you know, he got to keep his momentum up. That's going.
He barely got by dude to get that Manny Pacquiao smoke.
The Lopez, he won that easy. He was rusty, man. He had a bad round, real bad one.
He was getting touched with that right hand throughout the entire fight, man.
Yeah, but I mean, when you just look at overall, he clearly beat him. He clearly beat him, but
I'm not saying he ain't beat him. I'm saying he was getting touched a lot more than he usually get touched. That wasn't like a 1 round when he got hurt in the body
in his first fight after 2 years. So that was to be expected. I feel. I just felt like a lot of people put emphasis on that fight. I'm like, you really can't. That was 2 years. After 2 years, that was a pretty good, damn good performance.
I thought he put on a good performance against Pacquiao too.
Me too.
But I just felt he was a little. He was
the knockdown was the difference in the scoring.
He wasn't as sharp, and there wasn't enough. Like he didn't have that. He wasn't that explosive like he used to be. You know what I'm saying? And so I see him slowing down. I see him digressing. And then in the meantime, and in between time, he's not doing nothing. That ain't gonna help. None of that shit gonna help him, man.
Man, I mean, you know what? He already talked about it. He wasn't expecting Manny to be that quick and elusive in there. He just wasn't. So when he saw it, when he seen this shit, it was just like. And then he talked about how the first time he took a step back in a straight line, that's what Manny made him pay for in that first round. Oh, yeah. So he just seen him step back, and just caught him. Straight up caught him.
Well, I mean, this man should have been watching tape on him, man. That's on him.
Right.
Shit. I mean, when did you? Oh, I didn't think he would be that fast. Like, motherfucker, you ain't see him touch Mayweather. You ain't see him touch all the motherfuckers he put to sleep. Like, the tape is out there, man. Like, what are you doing?
What's a bigger money fight for Errol Spence? Danny or Keith?
I gotta disagree with you and say Danny.
You think it's Danny?
I think it's Danny. I think if you get the full Keith, I think Keith's the better fight, a more enticing fight to me. But I think Danny he's gonna bring some money to the table. I mean, he got his. I mean, he don't have a mouthpiece like Keith does, but he got a dad with a mouthpiece better than Keith's. So I mean, that's a promotion in itself. He got a lot of New York folks around him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't hear too many Florida cats talk about Keith. So, you know.
All right, call on.
To be honest, taking place, Keith normally fight in New York, right?
Barclays, mostly. He fought Pacquiao in the MGM, right? Yeah.
Right, but that's but Probably at this point, it'll probably be Danny, because Danny will probably have a lot of people come over from Philly or whatever. I think, in my opinion, would be Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. I think it's a better fight.
Yeah,
but
too.
If it's a bigger money fight, like in terms of fans, guys, for some reason, fans, it's really strange. I don't know.
It is. It is. It is. I agree. I think that Keith Thurman is the better fight, but I do feel that Danny gonna pull just a little more money.
Well, he's the bigger, more money draw.
Yeah.
I mean, then with it being on pay-per-view, I don't know. I just kind of factored in like the way Keith can sell it. You got Danny personality and Errol Spence personality. It ain't gonna really be no, you know what I mean, like in press conferences and building up the fight, unless you got Angel out there. You know, Angel will have to do a lot of work and shit. So what the fuck?
It's gonna be
Derek James gonna do? Who is Derek James gonna entertain and shit or what? You know. But hey, if y'all feel Danny and Errol's the bigger money fight, it could be. I mean, because Danny. Matter of fact, Danny and Keith got the record. Their fight together got the record at the Barclays right now. It's for the most tickets and the highest gate and some shit. They got the record.
Oh, really? Okay.
That is the champ. He's the champ.
Right. Angel he gonna come with all of that. Crazy ass Angel, man. So he gonna say whatever he gonna say until Derek James stand up on him.
Hey, gents, man, I'm gonna shut this down. Anything y'all want to say?
No, man. If anybody still gonna be awake, I'm gonna probably kick off that stay on that topic, man. We're gonna kick off that debate. This Errol Spence. It's been a while.
I'll sway through, man. Shit.
So y'all give me a minute. I'm gonna kick off this little Errol Spence.
Yeah, man. Nah, if I'm still, because I got a couple of things to do. It's late here, but I got a couple of things to do still. I'm finishing up something here, but I'll probably come through for a couple of seconds, Black. No problem, man.
All right, thanks for having me on, though.
Get the smash
no problem, man.
I
appreciate that, man. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.
Peace. Peace. Yeah. Hey, I want to thank y'all for coming in the chat, Lisa Bales. Lisa Bales, I didn't see all your Rocket Strike. I didn't see you come in, man. I didn't see you coming, Rocket Strike. I didn't see you coming, bro.
What's up, bro? Hey, man, go ahead and shut down, bro. I came on late as hell, man.
Yeah, man. Get on with Black, man. I'll see you over there.
All right, bro.
Peace, King.
Peace.
Yeah. Lisa Bales, JS, I want to thank y'all for coming through. Shiz Biz, thank you for coming through. Lou, thank you. Let's see what Lisa Bales said, man. Apparently, from what I'm reading, Lewis was going to fight Michael Grant for his WBC mandatory. The WBA wanted him to fight Johnny Reese. Okay. Oh, okay. Got you. Lisa Bales, thank you, man. Peace out. Rocket Strike, thank you for coming on even late, man. I would appreciate if y'all hit the like button for me. That would help a lot. Y'all have a nice night.